Hey, it's your favorite coach, Dante Sears Geyer, and today I want to talk to you about being a hater. Yes, ladies, we've all done it. We've all looked upon another woman and had some sort of criticism. If you haven't, please comment me and let me know so that I can award you, because almost guaranteed you at one time or another either looked at someone in a negative way or said something negative about them. And that's all fine, right? We've all done it. But I'm here to tell you that if you want to be the most beautiful person that you know, then you have to start from the inside. And that starts with loving other people. That's not an easy thing to do, right? Because we're all being judged constantly. So how can you take the judgment out of other people when you're being judged? Well, it's easy, because when you start with yourself and you stop judging other people, people stop judging you as harshly. And even if they do, it's okay, because you know what? They'll learn on their own, just like you're learning right now. So I have 5 ways to know if you're a hater, and also 5 ways to stop being one. So perfect that you're here, because either way, if you're doing it, you won't do it anymore, and if you're not doing it, either way, you'll learn something about how to be a more beautiful woman. So please stay tuned, and here we go. Alright, so number 1, when you see a beautiful woman, what do you say or think? Do you say, oh wow, she's really beautiful? Or even, some kind of compliment like that? Or do you say, oh, look at her. Oh, I can't believe she wore those shorts and all that cellulite hanging out. Or, oh, look at all that cleavage she's showing. She just looks disgusting and desperate. What do you say? If the person has got cleavage hanging out all over and all that, okay, but we're talking about somebody who is beautiful and you see them, what do you say? And obviously someone who's very beautiful, they're intimidating. It's intimidating to everyone when you see someone beautiful, because their presence is like, oh, right? And so you want to be like that. Well, what that is that lightness, and that is from being beautiful, from doing beautiful things on the inside. So what you want to do is, instead of putting people down, you want to look at what's beautiful about them and appreciate it and say, oh wow, that's really beautiful. I wish I was more like that, because that is going to help you to be more like that, versus the ugliness of like, oh wow, look at her. Or even some people even go as far as to be mean to that person, because they want to do anything they can to just expunge out that person's light. Just can't see me now. But that doesn't work. You have to face this head on. This is not a competition. Beauty is not a competition at all. You can be beautiful. She can be beautiful. We can all be beautiful. And that's the beauty of beauty. So number 2, do you compliment others? And what I mean by do you compliment others, I mean really, do you ever say like, oh, congratulations for your accomplishment? For instance, when someone gets that job that maybe you wish you had, do you say, oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, knowing that next hopefully will be you, especially because now you're a part of this and you're excited and now you want a better job? Or are you the person that's like, oh wow, they don't really pay that well, and that's too bad you didn't get that job over there, and well, better next time? Are you the bearer of bad news? Are you raining on people's parades because you're jealous of their success? That is not going to serve you. Instead, acknowledge other people, because guess what? When you acknowledge other people, they'll acknowledge you. So if you were to say, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, you would be 10 times better off, because being happy for that person is going to radiate all over you. People are going to see that, and it's going to give you more confidence than feeling like, oh, somehow Jessica's better than me and she got this job and I'm so upset and I don't understand what's wrong with me and why aren't they seeing my skills? None of that is going to make you a happier person. Did you see the difference when I was like, congratulations? It just kind of lights up your countenance when you're happy for other people, versus like, it's no good. It's ugly. It doesn't look good. It doesn't suit you. So just forget about that and compliment others, and they'll compliment you back. All right, number 3. Do you recognize others? For instance, I would say this is different from complimenting. In other words, recognizing, like, when you notice that someone's done a good job, or on Facebook sometimes someone puts up a nice picture and no one's complimented, are you the first person to go, oh wow, that looks really beautiful, or you're like, what's that dirtiness in the background on your floor? You need to clean up before you take pictures. Which of those people are you? Are you the downer, or are you the upper? Are you the person that people can't wait to talk to you because you excite them and you make them feel good about themselves and you acknowledge what they do? Or are you the person that points out everything they do wrong and tells them how they could be better, because that makes you somehow feel better about yourself? Let me tell you, nothing feels better than lifting up the people around you. Nothing feels better than knowing the people around you are doing better, because when they're doing better, you'll be doing better, because by association you will be like the 5 people around you. So do you want to put down the 5 people around you, or do you want to lift them up? Because hey, if I lift up all my 5 friends around me and tell them how great they are, even if they're not, they'll think that they're greater, they'll want to be greater, they'll tell me how I'm greater, and they will look for opportunities to be more amazing and more great, and they'll share them with me. Versus, and I'm sure you know this person who hides the secrets of their success, and they won't tell people what they do. Well, if you won't tell anyone what you're doing to be successful, then no one's really going to share with you, and you probably won't even take their advice. So acknowledge what other people do and recognize it and say, hey, that's a good job. Will you show me how to do it? Or, really, for instance, in complimenting someone and saying congratulations on your promotion, and even acknowledging, wow, you're really smart, or you really worked hard at that, can you show me? Can you teach me? Because being teachable and being open is where you need to be, so that you can learn, so that you can grow, so that you can progress, so you can be more beautiful, more successful, more fun, fearless, and fabulous. That's what I want for you. All right, number 4, let's get back on track. When you look at people, what do you think about them? Or, how do you talk about the people around you? For instance, you might say, like, oh, when you look at, for instance, I have a brother. If I were to look at my brother and say, oh man, he just looks really terrible, and he doesn't know how to dress, and just look at all of the negative things about this person constantly. Do you know that when you put out that negative vibe, that people feel it from you, and you're sort of investing in making that a reality in them? You're investing that into their reality and saying, this is all you are. So I want you to really think about that. And when you look at people that you love, I want you to look at them with love and as the person you want them to be, not the person that you think they're not and that they should be better at, because that's not going to help anyone. That's not going to help the way you feel about yourself, because you're associated with those people or related to them, and that's not going to help them feel better about themselves or be better, because you haven't helped them to know better. All right, and let's see. Number 5, the big one. Dropped my notes, hold on. Okay. Number 5. When you notice things, do you notice them as how things are the same or how things are different? In other words, when you look at people, do you notice what it is that's not right about them or what is right about them? What I want you to do is to learn how to look at people, what's right about them, because when you look at what's right about them, you can find out what can work for you. Just back to the example of the beautiful woman. You see, if you were to say, wow, that woman is so beautiful, and look at the way she walks, she just commands attention. If you really notice what's great about people, then you're able to find that thing and tap into it for yourself and say, I want to walk like that, I want to stand like that, I want to be beautiful like that. And you can actually harness that now, because you're not looking at it in a light of negativity, you're looking at it from a place of learning. Now, when you notice things about people as same or different, and for instance, you could look at a couple that's married, and this is my favorite example, right? Every time that a single girl gets a boyfriend or a husband or something, there's always that well-meaning friend that runs in to tell them, like, have you checked this and this and this and this and this about the guy? And, they don't want to be maybe the bearer of bad news, but they kind of are sort of looking for what's wrong in your happiness instead of what's right about it. And, you know, instead of saying like, oh wow, you and your husband look really great together, they say, oh wow, you look, you know, so different, and you don't look well together, or, you know, whatever that is. That doesn't serve anyone, because there's something great about that relationship that you admire. You know, one of the best things I ever learned was that people will criticize, let me not say people, in fact, let me say you will criticize what it is that you see in people that you are ignoring about yourself. And that is so amazing, because, you know, if you're criticizing people, let's say, for being out of shape or something like that because you're really in shape, maybe there's a part of you that's not accepting yourself, and you're kind of jealous of the fact that they're accepting themselves and that they're willing to walk outside like that. You know, they don't have that self-consciousness that you have. Or even, you know, a lot of people like to talk about, say, somebody who like doesn't dress up. Oh, here's my favorite one. I always get these women that tell me like, Dante, you don't dress up enough. Like, you don't do enough. Why don't you curl your hair? Why don't you, you know, go to the nail shop? And why don't you wear more makeup? And why don't you wear more eyeshadow? And why don't you, you know, iron your clothes? And why don't you, you know, just a million things. And I want to say that I love doing those things, but I do them when I want to. Because one thing I don't want to be is someone that is constantly worried about how I look and what other people think about me, because if I do that, I will never get out of the house. And let me tell you, people, I used to be that girl. It used to take me 3, 4, 5 hours to get ready, and I'd say, leave without me, or, you know, forget about it, I don't even care, I won't go, because I wasn't leaving until I felt 100% secure. Well, the problem was that I was looking for that beauty outside of me, and I was trying to pile it on instead of bringing it into the inside. And I don't want you to suffer from that for another minute, because I did, and it was the worst thing I ever went through. And I know you're better than that, and I know you're ready for something new. So from all these 5 things that I just talked about, I want you to take a moment and think to yourself how you can incorporate these ideas into your life, because these ideas are going to make you more beautiful. They're going to make you more excited. They're going to make you more fearless. You know, think about what are the things that you criticize people about, and start to find out, for everything you've criticized people about or someone else about, how is that directly relating to something about yourself that you wish you did more? Get in touch with that part of yourself and start working on you, because that is the first step to happiness and beauty and joy. And I can't wait to see your progress. So stay tuned, because we are really going to fine-tune you and really hone in what it takes to create and live the life that you desire. I'm your host, Dante Sears Geyer, and I can't wait to see your progress. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye now.